The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, making her way to the ring, TNA knockout, Raquel!
Hello everyone, welcome to Xplosion. Raquel has her phone in her hand. She's taking selfies with all the great fans here in the Impact Zone. My broadcast colleague, Madison Rain, five-time Knockouts champion. You're getting a kick out of Raquel early, huh?
I think I love her. It's great to be here, Josh. Knockouts action on Xplosion. There's nowhere else I'd rather be right now.
I asked Raquel to come over here and take a selfie with me earlier, and she's not coming over here. I wanted to take a selfie with JB. He's at ringside. You and I are
here.
Leave her
alone. Leave her alone.
I guess we're not going to get a selfie with Raquel this week on Xplosion. Stifler gets one.
And now, introducing her opponent, TNA knockout, Jade!
Jade's a former Knockouts champion. Jade is a little more serious inside the ring than perhaps Raquel is, but you were telling me moments ago before we came out here that they actually used to train together.
Yeah, just recently, actually, the 400,000 followers that Raquel has on social media.
470.
Right, have seen pictures of the two of them training together in the ring, but I think Raquel's new attitude has probably ended that friendship between the two of them.
And again, another selfie for Raquel and Stifler. Do you follow Raquel on social media?
I do. I get such a kick out of her. Speaking of kicks, she better watch out for Jade and maybe put her phone down.
Yeah, I think she's trying to get a selfie with Jade. Okay, no, she wants another one with Stifler. It's like the fourth or fifth picture that Stifler's gotten with Raquel. And now Raquel wants to take a picture with Jade. Look at this. This is too much.
Uh-oh. She lost her sunglasses.
Yeah, she lost her sunglasses. Jade didn't smile in there. And now here we go. So now as the match officially begins, since Raquel's done taking selfies, tell me about the different training styles of Raquel and Jade. Start with Jade.
Right now I'm just shocked at the strategy of Raquel. Both of these knockouts train outside of the wrestling ring in mixed martial arts. As you're seeing from Jade here, she trains in Muay Thai, which is more strikes and kicks. She's got to be at the top of her class with strikes like that.
Unorthodox cover by Jade. Great artwork from our fans at ringside. Great gut wrench there by Jade. So Jade in the Muay Thai discipline, a lot of striking, a lot of elbows, a strong style, if you will. And then Raquel, she's more Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu based, correct?
Yeah, she's more submission-based. She wants to lock a hold in, slow her opponents down.
Hold that thought, cover here by Jade to kick out.
Is what she needs to do here. Stop taking selfies and ground Jade if she wants to win this match.
If you were in the ring and Raquel came out here and she started taking selfies with the referee, wanted to take selfies with you, how would you react?
No. I would probably laugh at her. I mean...
Would you be mad, though, that perhaps she wasn't taking you very seriously as an opponent?
No, I wouldn't be mad. I would capitalize on it.
Perhaps break her phone, maybe?
That's a thought.
It is sitting underneath the turnbuckle with her sunglasses, and Jade is just going to work here with these forearms. Now, it's all business for Jade. Once the match has started, that was a nice sidestep by Raquel, and then a big boot. Raquel trying to seize control here. Can she get it against Jade? We'll find out when Xplosion continues after this. Welcome back to Xplosion. It is Raquel going one-on-one with Jade. Raquel is in the purple ring attire to match her purple hair and boots with the fur.
Do you think it's fur, or are they owl feathers, or what do you think we're looking at there?
Well, as she's bouncing Jade's head off the turnbuckle, I believe, now that I'm getting a closer look at the boots of Raquel, they do look like some sort of feathers. And now Raquel is going to get another selfie with Jade. You gotta be kidding me.
She's doing it again!
Oh! Box the ears there. Whoa, easy with the phone.
You know, I've been in the ring several times with Jade,
okay.
And I've got to say that Raquel is going about this. Raquel is going about this match the complete
well, she may
way.
win this match right here in a kick out. I get what you're saying. And now another cover here by Raquel doesn't hook the leg. She's posing. Jade actually bridged out of that.
I almost
Trying
want.
to pose, she said.
I almost wonder if this is a case of teacher versus student. You know, like I said earlier, they train together.
Yeah.
Has Raquel's attitude
Covered by Raquel and a kick out.
given her the impression that maybe she knows everything there is to know about Jade? I don't know what her thought process going into this match was.
Well, Jade with a slam here. I mean, you bring up a great point. I don't know what her mindset is, but if she wins this match, she's got bragging rights for days and months and years.
And she will take every last second to tell you that she beat a former Knockouts champion in Jade.
Oh yeah, and think about the fact that she came out here and she took selfies and she posed with referee Brian Stifler. And now a Hangman's DDT off the second and a cover here by Raquel.
You can't do that. Nope. That's not allowed.
Nope. Jade's feet were also under the rope, so it was illegal on a...
Do you think Raquel knows the rules of professional wrestling?
Yeah, well,
does she just not care?
Well, look, she's got her phone back in her hand.
Which I don't think is allowed.
Well, I guess it would be considered a foreign object. I'll have to check the rule books. Cover here by Raquel and a kick out by Jade. I think Jade's thrown off her game. Do you agree or disagree?
In the moment?
Yes.
But Jade doesn't stay off her game very long.
There you go. And Jade cartwheels out of it.
That's what I mean. Jade doesn't stay off her game very long.
Raquel is just flaunting, and yeah, there's a drop kick by Jade. Take a selfie of that.
Does Raquel remind you at all of a Kim Kardashian? Like,
yes. She reminds me of all the Kardashians. Rolled into, have you ever, I mean, you have, I know you have. Oh. But for our viewing audience out there, have you ever had a conversation with Raquel?
If you want to call it that, I've heard her talk.
Superplex there by Jade.
Raquel could be in trouble here.
Yeah, Jade looking for perhaps a standing moonsault, connects, hooks the outside leg. Raquel is down and she kicks out at two. I do a lot of interviews and stuff for ImpactWrestling.com and all of our social media channels as Jade's looking for the package pile driver. And I was doing an interview with a new knockout, and I got finished, and I walked back, and Raquel was standing there, and she said, "Nobody do that for me." She wants the spotlight on her.
Of course she does. Look at her. I mean, she's a beautiful girl.
Oh! Boot to the midsection by Jade. Not sure she caught all that. I'll lay those in. And now, looking for the package pile driver, perhaps.
She sticks this
looking to put away Raquel once and for all. There it is.
Good night.
Well,
she's not getting up from that.
No, I think Jade wants to. There we go.
All right.
Jade is going to, I don't know if she knows her password. Unlock your phone. Got a password, protect your phones. Cover. Leg is hooked. And she got the selfie.
The winner of the match, Jade.
And now Jade will pose for a selfie with Stifler with Raquel's phone.
It's nice to see this lighthearted side of Jade. You rarely get to see that.
I'm begging somebody to go over here and take a selfie with us. Anyone. Could be Stifler, Jade. Maybe it'll happen one of these days. But Jade with the victory. Perhaps moving on to a future Knockouts Championship match. We got plenty more to come, folks. It's Xplosion after this.
Hello everyone, I'm Mackenzie Mitchell and this is my first day. I'm now joined by Robbie E. What's up, Robbie?
What's going on?
How are you today?
I am feeling phenomenal, Mackenzie.
Great. So obviously pro wrestling is an incredibly athletic sport. Was that something you always wanted to get involved in?
So when I was younger, I wanted to do everything that my older brother did. He's 6 years older than me. So he loved pro wrestling. I was 4 years old, therefore I was going to love pro wrestling. So I got into it when I was 4. First match I ever saw was on a Sunday night's main event, 6:05, and it was Sting versus Dan Spivey. I don't know how I remember that.
How do you remember that?
I don't know, it's weird. And then years later I ended up wrestling Sting here in TNA, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, I got hooked from there and I was into it all throughout elementary school. Then when I got to middle school, I was too cool for it, of course, because I started liking girls and stuff. And then I still like girls. And then when I got into high school, I got back into it and like super serious about it and knew like I wanted to do it for like my job.
So, Robbie, how did you get started with Impact Wrestling?
Okay, so I've been wrestling for over 16 years. I know it's hard to believe. I've just turned 33 years old. I know I look good for my age. You probably thought I was 21,
and you
right?
just let the world know that you're 33. Hey, that's okay.
But I'm a good 33.
That's
the
right.
Botox, the whole deal, and I just let them know I do Botox also. Anyways, I started wrestling when I was 16. I joined pro wrestling school with 3 of my best friends. I was a junior in high school. 2 of them dropped out before our first match, and then one of them, I wrestled my first match, and then he quit.
Okay.
So I was alone, and I was still doing it, and I didn't have a license yet because I was only 16. So my parents were driving me 3 times a week to train, and yeah, I eventually went through it, and then I had my first match on my 17th birthday, and then I stuck with it and did it for almost 10 years. I mean, my goal was always to be able to call pro wrestling my job, live off it, live in a nice house, drive a nice car from pro wrestling, and that was my goal. And then once I got to TNA, that was able to happen. How I actually got hooked up here, at the time, Terry Taylor was working here. We were always kind of in talks and communication, and he always liked my stuff. It was just about finding the right spot for me and getting my opportunity. So I was finally here for a tryout match. It was a one-on-one match between myself and a wrestler named Bobby Fish. And during the day, that day, Vince Russo, who was the writer of the show at the time, was walking by, and I was sitting eating with Pat Kenny. You know Pat Kenny?
Yes, I do.
And he made a joke to him and said, "Hey Vince, you wanted to do a Jersey Shore character. This guy's from Jersey." Literally made that joke, and he looked at me and I was like, "Yep, I'm from Jersey." And then like they whispered something, and then they were like, "Spike up your hair tonight for the match," and fist pump. And I never done it in my life or anything like that. So like 3 hours later, I had to figure out how to become like a Jersey Shore dude, even though I am from Jersey, but it was still like new to me. And after my entrance, they were like, "Sign this kid to a contract."
Wow.
So if Pat Kenny never made that joke to Vince Russo about like me being from
Yes.
Jersey, I would have went and had a good match, and that never would have happened.
How was that feeling? The first time in a 6-sided ring, right?
They said like it was awesome and they loved it, and like within like 10 minutes they pulled me in an office and offered me a contract right then and there. So it was like surreal. You know what I mean? I was there for a tryout. Even if you do good, you think maybe in a week, a month, like right there, boom, contract. We want to like start you like immediately.
What do you
It's
think
crazy.
makes you different compared to any other wrestler?
What do you think makes me different compared to any? Have you met me?
I think
I'm
that the world
crazy.
wants to hear from you. Yes.
Well, I mean, I'm crazy, I'm wacky. I admit on these interviews that I get Botox. I don't really have a filter. I find that like I'm my own entity. I live in Robbie E world, and like I'm just Robbie E in like this little bubble. And I just, no one's like me. No one does the stuff I do in all of my life.
Who were some of your first friends here at TNA?
The first person when I got to TNA that took me under his wing, so to speak, and I really couldn't say no to him, was Rhino. He's like twice my size, and he kind of just demanded that I travel with him and he teach me the ways. And our first road trip was for Bound for Glory 2010 from Orlando to Daytona, like 2 hours. And it was me, Rhino, Raven, and Sabu. So like these 3 crazy, like extreme guys, and I'm in the car with them, like, what is going on, dude? But yeah, we ended up traveling together for a while, and then I moved to traveling with Eric Young and Bobby Roode. And we traveled together, roomed together, and had a million great times for years.
So now you're in the bromance. You're with Jesse Goddard and Raquel. What is a goal that you guys want to accomplish?
Well, in TNA, I'm a former X Division champion. I'm a former television champion. And I'm a former 2-time tag team champion with Jesse as the bromance. But there's always, you know, we always want to be 3-time tag champs. So we obviously want to get our hands on the tag team gold again. And this time as fan favorites. So it'll be with a little different twist on it. So yeah, we want the gold around our waist.
Yeah.
And Raquel could help. She's our guru.
Of course. Well, thanks for joining me, Robbie. I really appreciate it. Make
Hey,
sure
we got to boom it.
we got a boom. 1.
On 3?
Don't you
It's not a
count
3
one?
thing. You feel
Just
it.
do
and-
it. Ready? Go.
Boom. See how easy that was?
Perfect.
Easy.
Well, make sure to join us next week for another edition of My First Day.